So the first thing I have to do is to go to commands, and I will basically create an S3 bucket. And for this, we know the command line now is AWS S3 make bucket, and I will just say Stefan code Sam. Should be a unique name. Obviously, you need to change the S3 bucket to a name you have. I have a terminal right here, so I'll just go ahead and paste this. AWS S3 make bucket, and now we have made my bucket Stefan code Sam. If I go to my S3 and refresh, now we see there is Stefan code Sam as a bucket that was created, and now it's empty. So we need to start uploading code, and so the first thing we want to do is package our CloudFormation. And so for this, we'll do AWS CloudFormation package, and we'll have to specify the right parameters. So let's do this function, CloudFormation package, press enter, and we'll do help to get some information around what we should be doing. And so if we scroll down, we see that we have to specify the S3 bucket we're in. So we'll say S3 bucket is Stefan code Sam. Okay. Then you need to specify the template file we have. So the template file we have is going to be template.yaml. And then the output template file, because we generate something, is going to go under a gen directory. So I'm just going to have a gen directory because we generate code. So I'll say gen, and here I will say template generated.yaml. Okay, so this is going to be our transformed CloudFormation template. So this looks about right. It looks like I have everything I need for this function. So let me go ahead, quit this, and run our command line. Press enter, and it's successfully completed. So what it did is that it actually uploaded code to S3. So it says successfully packaged artifacts and wrote output template to the file gen template generated file. And so it says I need to execute the following command to now deploy my code. By the way, we could have run Sam and package the command, and it would have been the exact same. Okay, so if Sam is just a shorthand for AWS CloudFormation when you use the package command. Okay, so we have the first thing done. Let's look at this template generated file, just so we can have a good look at it. And so it looks just the same, except now the code URI is now referencing S3. So it turns out that my code was uploaded into S3, and this code URI right here was automatically updated to reference that S3 bucket and that file that was updated. So this was the little nice thing done by CloudFormation package. Obviously you can do way more, but this is just a little taster. Now let's go ahead and deploy. And before that, maybe we should check in our bucket. And indeed, yes, a file was uploaded. So now we are going to deploy our template. And so it says you should run this command. So AWS CloudFormation deploy, and then the template file is, and I don't need the whole path. I can just use gen template generated. And the stack name is going to be hello world lambda, hello world Sam. Okay, that sounds about right. So I'm going to go ahead and run this command. And this will basically create a change set. So it's waiting right now for the change set to be created. And when it's ready, it's going to do the change set. So here it says the change set generation has failed. The reason is that it requires the capability IAM. So this is the annoying thing when you do run this package command. It doesn't necessarily give you the right answer and the right commands. You actually need to add a capability flagged right here. Here I'm going to add capabilities, and then I will just copy this capability IAM because we are generating an IAM role. So I'll run this command again, and now it's waiting for the changes to be created, and this time everything should be created just fine. Now the stack is in create update state. So let's go to our CloudFormation. So let's go here, and we can go to services, CloudFormation. And let's make sure I am in the right region. So I'm in the Paris region. This is where I configured my CLI to work. And here, as we can see, the hello world Sam is in create in progress. So automatically this CloudFormation stack was being created for me. And now I just need to wait for the create to happen. So the create function has completed, as we can see. And so if we look at the resources that were created, as we can see, my hello world Python Lambda function was created, but also a hello world Python 3 IAM role was created. So we had both a Lambda function and an IAM role that was created for us. We could look at the events, and I don't know where I'm getting this error. We could look at the events to see what happened over time. So now if we go to Lambda, and we'll just type Lambda right here, we should be able to see our function that was deployed. Here it is, hello world Sam, and it is managed by Sam, and we get a generated name by CloudFormation. If we look at the function code, as we expect, it is the code we had in our local environment, which is returning this hello world. We could obviously go ahead and test that function, click on create, test event, and now click on create, and now click on test, and our function is really invoked and says hello world. So this was very basic, but overall we've just shown how we could write code on our computer and how, if with 2 command lines only, upload this directly to CloudFormation and CloudFormation to create the Lambda function for us. Obviously, SAM is way more powerful, so in the next lectures, we're going to see how we can update this tag to do more things for us. So see you in the next lecture.